one more. She has 10. She has 10 to answer your question. But I think for those of you who, we've talked about this before as to what we believe about Durga. So she came to conquer. She was created with all the powers of all the gods, and the demon. That was the interesting part, right? That we've talked about before, where the demon Mahisasur was trying to hide from her. But this part is new because this part of the story I think I hadn't shared with you before. So grandmom had shared this with us. So Ma, you want to just talk about how we didn't talk about how Lord Shiva gave a boon to get this to happen. We kind of skipped into the main part of the story. Go ahead.
Okay. So I think we have already told them about this triumph of good over evil. So Goddess Durga came to crush the evil spirit.
So because what I didn't tell you is how the demon came, because the demon came because he also had prayed to Lord Shiva, and that's how he got his powers. So then we had quite the situation because he had a lot of powers. And that's how the gods decided they needed to be saved.
Yeah, demons were equally powerful, no less than this goddess Durga.
And then the gods were so concerned about the demon, so they took refuge in, we have a Lord Brahma, who's one of our main gods. So Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, we call them the Trinity of gods. So they all came together to form the energy that caused Goddess Durga to come to earth. So this is why we were telling you it's a 5-day celebration. So these are the 5 days that we call them. It's Shoshti, Mahashoktami, Mahaashtami, Mahanavami, and Vijayadashami. So the reason I was saying every year it's not at the same exact date according to the English calendar, because the dates of our celebrations are set according to the Hindu calendar. And so some years we're more celebrating in the month of September, other years if it's the calendar for the Hindu calendar, then we end up in the month of October.
It is linked to movement of moon.
So that's the lunar calendar. I think some of you in other cultures have that. Right, should we get Tariq's question?
Why is it only 5 days?
Oh, okay. Why is it only 5 days celebration?
Why is the festival 5 days?
I don't know really why it is 5 days. It could have been less, it could have been more, but these are the 5 very important days when we celebrate this.
Yeah, we believe she comes to visit and then she goes back, so she can't stay indefinitely. So,
Isn't the lunar calendar shorter than the...
oh, that's a good question. Is the lunar calendar shorter than the normal Roman?
Lunar calendar is, you can say roughly, it's about 28 days in a month. It's about 14 and a half days for a full cycle of
So I think you're right, it must be shorter.
not 30 days, 29 days, so not 30 days. So that's the difference, about a day.
Okay, we can keep going. So this is how we, some of these I don't think I've shared as much in detail before. So the Durga Puja, the festive mode, like if we were all in India, we would have been starting out with a radio show that it's called the Mahishashur Mardini. So we're not able to play it today for you, but that's what we start on the first day with, Mahalaya. So everybody is listening to it on the streets. They are playing it, so everybody is in that mode. Okay. And then the 6th day, Mahashoshti, is actually, the reason it's confusing is it's actually 10 days. Like the Shoshti is the 6th day. So when we say it's a 5-day celebration, it's a bit confusing. The whole thing is called, in other parts of India, it's called Dasera, which means 10. Thus is 10. So Baba, that's actually a good question as to why we call it Dasera, but we celebrate only 5 days. So the face of Durga is unveiled on Shoshti, and we're talking about this mainly this is more in Bengal, but all parts of India celebrate, but some parts celebrate it in a little different way. So then because when Durga is made, so she's veiled. So on Mahashoshti, she's unveiled and you get to see her, worship her. I think one of the years we came, I showed you some videos from the puja at our home in Behala, where we've had the performers who play the dhols, and it's really loud.
Drums, they beat.
So they beat the drums. Sorry, right? Should we take questions?
Yeah.
Henry has had it.
Henry, can I save some more questions till the end? At the end.
Okay, so, well, about that radio broadcast, I'm guessing you have to pay a lot of money to get, like, ads during it.
I don't think you're allowed to have commercials during it. I see what you mean, Henry. Here, when there's a popular show, you get commercials to play you. No, I think this is supposed to be for a festival occasion, so everybody, it's like a government issue. Everyone has to have the radio show. You don't have to pay money.
They make like put like speakers.
You
on
can't
the
have
street.
commercials in between.
They have speakers on the street.
Yeah, you have speakers on the street. Yeah. And then the next day is Mahashoktami. That's the day when we believe Durga is actually coming into the idol that's created. And some of these things, grandmom can tell you a little bit more about, because every year Durga Puja is, not everybody can have puja at their home, but in our family in Behala, we actually can have the celebration in our home, so they have it in their home. Ma, you want to say a little bit about, because this I have not talked about you. What is this part? The Kwalabu.
Well, that's the banana plant. That is, banana is very important fruit in India, and that particular plant, we use every part of the plant. We use the leaves also as a plate in the traditional homes. People used to use that. Then the roots are also eaten as well as the fruit, and this is considered the first. They just pray as a praying to the plant, flora and fauna. It is for everybody. Giving importance to all. So this is first. This is prayed and bathed in the water to purify, and we begin the auspicious puja with Kolabu. Praying and sanctifying it.
Koda is the word for banana, and then Bo is actually the word for bride. So we believe Durga is coming back to her, to